make him mad. He gonna lay up there and look everything over before he makes up his mind. He ain't gonna pick him no strong young bull with horns. He wants some old cow, slow and fat, won't hurt him. Or some little young fat boy who ain't never done nothing more strenuous with his daddy's spear than jab it up and down in the mud. You think I'm playing with you, but I ain't. Lying quiet. Slip up on you before you know it. Slip up on you even when you're awake. Put them paws down in that dust one step at a time, same color as the grass. You don't watch your back, he be behind you. Bite your head one time, it's all over with. I seen one jerk a warthog out of a hole one time. Tried to catch him and they run in this hole. Old big lion, big black mane, had this hole they run into under this bank. Old lion didn't get upset. Didn't do nothing, but lay down on top of that bank. He was waiting, see. Wanted him a easy meal. Old lion, he laid there. Looked like he was thinking about taking him a nap. Wasn't even paying attention. Knowed them warthogs couldn't stand it. Knowed one of them was gonna have to stick his head out in a minute and see was he gone. He just kept laying there. And directly one of them old warthogs stuck his nose out. Sniffing around there. Ain't nothing dumber than a pig. Old lion, he just laid there and looked at him. Got up on his belly and got ready. Old warthog stuck his head out a little further. Old lion reached his paw out there a little ways. Warthog was just sniffing around all over the place, looking everywhere but up. Took him about a minute to decide everything was cool, that the old lion had done gone. He stuck his whole head out of that hole, and that lion reached down and hooked them claws under that chin and snatched his ass out so fast it'd make your head swim. Old warthog didn't weigh but about 400 pounds. It was all over with them. That's what I'm telling you. They do you the same way, only easier. You ain't even got no tushes. Only thing you got is a spear. And one come up on you, and you try to stick it in his throat, and it ain't sharp. Won't be nothing left of you for me to find, but maybe one of your feet. Now you do like I tell you. You take that rock, and you clean it up, and you put a good point on it. And you go down there, and you watch them cows for me. Go on now. Don't want to hear no more back talk. How you think you're going to be the king one of these days? How you going to give orders if you ain't never had to take none? He didn't look like much when they brought him in. I come back when they brought him in, quit taking my trip. Don't see much new blood in here. Had him strapped down on a stretcher. Had him knocked out. Hair was all down in his eyes. Even with that, I could see his face. Most of it had been blowed off, and they'd tried to put him another one together. RPG, probably. Rocket-propelled grenade. On top of that, it looked like somebody had clawed the shit out of it. Had scabs on it. Anyway, when they rolled him up next to me, I saw what the load of shit he was toting was. Everybody toting something. Some just tote more than others. I laid there and watched him. Couldn't figure out why I hadn't seen him before. Didn't know if that was all that was wrong with him. Other than his face, there wasn't nothing else. Had all his fingers and toes. Thought maybe they was just holding him for the padded room. They took the straps off him, though. Took him off the stretcher and put him on a bed. Didn't have nothing hooked to him. Just to look at him, you'd think he was dead. They had trouble moving him, 'cause he was so big. He must have weighed about 250. Old boys that brought him said, "Brought you some company, Braiden." I said, "Misery loves it."
I did the smart thing. I woke up before I opened my eyes. I just laid there. I didn't move. There wasn't room for any more mistakes. So I listened. I said to myself, if you were blind, this is what it would be like. Total blackness. My head on a pillow. A sheet over me. I had the idea that they were watching me to see if I was really asleep. So I decided to fool them. I decided to lie there with my eyes closed and not move a muscle until I knew exactly where I was and exactly what was going on. I knew if I laid there long enough, somebody would come to see about me. They'd come to check my blood pressure or my pulse. But they wouldn't know I was awake. And if there were two of them, they'd discuss me. That was what I was hoping for, a discussion about me. It was hard to keep my eyes closed. I wanted to see where I was. It was easy to tell that I was in a different place. The sounds were different. It was quiet, but there was a television playing. I could hear some asshole in a sitcom saying one-liners and canned laughter playing to it. Mama can sit there and listen to that shit all day. Just sit there and rock, watch that TV. And her old chair creaks. Creak and rock and creak all day. And sometimes half the night. Creak, rock. No wonder she wants to die. If all I had to watch was a soap opera or a rerun of Dallas, I'd be ready to die too. Whoever was watching the TV wasn't watching anything good wherever I was. They were probably watching me. And the first thing I had to do was figure out if I was still strapped down without making it obvious that I was awake. I decided to do it like there were 5 brain surgeons watching me. I twitched a little. Gave them a little tremor with my hands there. They could pass that off as a nightmare. They could say, he's having a nightmare, man. Look at his rim. I didn't feel any straps. Lying there like that, trying to fool them if they were there. It reminded me of the second week at Paris Island, and what one guy did to get out of it. He just didn't get up one morning. He just stayed in his rack with his eyes closed and didn't respond when they turned the lights on and started throwing the shit cans around and slobbering like a bunch of mad dogs. He just laid there, on the top rack. He didn't move a muscle when the drill instructor walked over to him and put his mouth right next to his ear and said, "Well, loved one, did you not get enough rest last night?" Nobody else said anything. We never said anything where they could hear it. We heard every word he said. "We wish you'd get up with us and go eat some breakfast. We can just go on ahead and let you arrive at your convenience. Or should we just send you a tray and let you dine in bed? Would that be all right with you, loved one?" What did that guy feel when he was lying there that morning, with the lights on bright, with that D.I. talking in his ear, with his eyes locked shut and the whole platoon listening, knowing they were going to take him away and that he'd never see any of us again? There weren't any straps on my hands. I swelled my chest as much as I could. No bullshit bullhide on it either. I don't know what he felt. But he stayed locked like that until 2 corpsmen came and lifted him out of the rack like a board and put him on a stretcher and strapped him down and wheeled him out the door. He never once moved or opened his eyes. We never saw him again. They probably sent him home with a dishonorable discharge. But that was a long time ago, damn near 20 years. A man could overcome something like that in 20 years. Maybe that guy was smarter than me. But I don't like to think about smart along with honor and duty and all that shit. So I quit. You either serve or you don't. I was pretty